Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are joining us from. And thank you for joining our Kneat and Exyte webinar on how to overcome challenges with software verification and validation. We're really glad you could join us today. We'll be getting started. For this webinar, if you are not familiar with our webinars, you are in listen-only mode. So you will not be able to unmute or come on video with us, but we do have a chat box and a Q&A or a questions box available in the control panel. You should see this control panel should have a questions tab and a chat tab. Feel free to put your questions in that box throughout the presentation today. As time permits, we'll get to them at the end with our panelists answering any of your questions, or as many as time permits. The webinar recording and slides will be available afterwards. And if after the webinar you have any questions, you can always email us at info@kneat.com. That's info@kneat.com. We'd also love to hear your feedback, any ideas you have for future webinars, anything you think we can improve about our webinars. We'd love to hear that from you as well, using that same email address. This is just a quick copyright disclaimer statement for Kneat. I'll just stay here for a second or so. But once again, we do want to welcome you. Kneat is very excited to partner with Exyte for this webinar, talking about the challenges, or talking about overcoming challenges using software verification and validation. We're very excited to talk about this topic. So right now, we'll start with some introductions. I will talk a little bit about Kneat as a company, and then you'll hear from one of our digital validation experts going over Kneat GX as a platform and giving you a demo about it. Then we'll hear from our partners at Exyte about who Exyte is, what they're doing, some of the challenges with paper-based CQV, the benefits of using electronic paperless validation, their best practices for implementation, and how Exyte facilitates a seamless transition to digital validation. And again, like I said, at the end, we will wrap up with your questions asked of our panelists. So feel free to put those in the questions box throughout the presentation. I do want to start off today with a little poll, just to get a feeler for where you all are at in your digital, or your journey to digitization. So we'll launch a poll here on your GoToWebinar control panel. You should be able to click in and let us know what stage you are at. Are you starting with this webinar today? Are you at some initial discovery and some prep work done and still in discussions? Are you about to launch your first digital validation project? Do you have some currently going and you're looking for how to scale? Or are you in the thick of it? Do you have multiple projects across sites being validated digitally? Thank you for your responses. I see some coming in. We have quite a range. We've run the full gamut. Some people are just beginning with this webinar today, which this is going to be a great place to start out on that journey. And some folks considering how to scale digital projects that they already have going, which is also going to be an excellent topic to hear from our partners that Exyte about how they've been scaling their digital projects. I don't want to take up too much time from the webinar, so I'll go ahead and close this poll. It looks like most people are starting out with this webinar today, which again, really glad to have you here learning about that with us and with Exyte. So speaking today from Exyte, we have our partners. We're very excited to hear from Patricia Lucas and Manuel Puntscher. From Exyte, they'll tell us a little bit about Exyte and how they have been overcoming their own challenges. But first, we're going to hear from Mark Foley, our digital validation expert at Kneat, about Kneat GX and the platform itself. So we look forward to hearing from them in just a little bit. But quickly, I'm going to run through who Kneat is and what Kneat GX is before we hear from them, just in case anyone joining us is not familiar with Kneat just yet. So Kneat is a publicly traded company on the Toronto Stock Exchange. We are a growing company. We're getting closer and closer to 300 employees. These numbers are hard to pin down as Kneat keeps going. but we have a large customer base all across the globe, and especially in the Northern Hemisphere, 80 plus customers in North America, Europe, and Asia. 8 of the top 10 big pharma companies, and those include 3 of the 4 COVID-19 vaccine manufacturers. We have a growing number, again, hard to pin down these numbers, a growing number of sites globally with deployments and 40 plus certified global partners as well, which we're always happy to add to that list of partners and power users. We operate all across the globe. We have operations in Switzerland, the US, Canada, and of course, we're headquartered in Limerick, Ireland. To give you the best quality of product, to give Kneat the highest quality, we do all of our developing in-house. There's no outsourcing at all, and we are doubly certified ISO 9001 2015 and ISO 27001 certified. So why do 8 of the world's top 10 life sciences companies use Kneat? Well, there's some figures here, but really what it boils down to is simplicity. It's one process that works, or sorry, one platform that works for any process. It reduces cycle times, reduces labor hours, reduces costs for validation. It's easy to use, it's easy to train, it's easy to become a power user, and you're ready for audit anytime. So it takes everything that you know about paper validation that was done on pen and paper, but makes it simple, ready, and easy to use, easy to store, easy to look up, and can be done from any smart device. Here's some more facts, just some brief facts on what results customers have seen with Kneat. And these are all found by at least one independent customer benchmarking study. So reducing equipment changeover time by 85% used for commissioning and qualification or equipment validation. 50% reduction in life cycle time, in validation life cycle time when used for commissioning and qualification. Labor hours reduced 50 to 65% as well, and over $800,000 US saved in ERP deployment. So just a few of these numbers that customers have seen with Kneat, again, found in an independent partner benchmarking study. And so that is Kneat as a company, but what is Kneat GX as a product? And it is a software as a service validation lifecycle management platform. Like I said, it takes everything that you're used to with validation and verification on pen and paper, but moving it digitally. And there's one platform that can be used easier, faster, and smarter. But to tell us more and to give us a deeper dive into Kneat GX as a product and as a platform, again, I will introduce Mark Foley, our digital validation expert. I will introduce Mark Puntscher from Exyte. Mark, sorry, Manuel Puntscher. Manuel, thank you.
Oh, Mark just spoke. Yeah, I will not talk too much time because I guess you're all waiting for my colleague. Can you change the slide, please? Next slide, please. So, no, the one before. That was one too much. For us at Exyte, safety is our main driver, is our core value. We usually start with a safety moment. Now, today, I'd say the most important safety advice we can say and give is, please focus on this presentation and don't do anything else like driving, for example. This can be very dangerous. Consider safety as something that is our value that we live every day, and we love to work with our customers on that one. Next slide, please. Exyte is an old company. We have about 110 years now, so over 100 years, and we work in controlled and regulated environments. This means what we call ATF, Advanced Technology Factories. This means data centers, and where we work, for example, where I work, bio-life sciences, the pharmaceutical area. We work together with our customers from consulting to design to turnkey solutions, and obviously we support our customers all over the planet in more than 20 countries with commissioning, with qualification, with validations. So what we do is have a strong relationship with our customers, even though we are, as you can see, quite a company with, now we're working towards 8 billion euros of sales and around 9,000 employees, working towards the 10,000. Can you change to the next slide, please? And when I say we work all over the planet, you can see 20 countries, including North America, whole Europe, Northeast Asia, China, Southeast Asia. We are your partner if you're a small company. We are your partner if you're a mid-sized company, and we are your partner if you're a global player. Next slide, please. So what we do is support our customer when it's about process engineering capabilities, when it's about design and construction, when it's about everything that has to do with GMP requirements, but most importantly, from this holistic approach, from a feasibility down to the end, to the commissioning and qualification, and maybe one day also at the final qualification, we can support you, and we work together with companies like Kneat. CQV is this part that we talk today, and I think you're all waiting for my colleague who can talk to you about what is actually this meeting about. Patricia, up to you.
Thank you, Manuel. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining this webinar today. So in this part of the presentation today, we will give you an insight into the importance of electronic paperless validation systems. But before we begin, let's take a moment to review the agenda for today's session. So next slide, please. Thanks. Our first topic revolves around the challenges associated with paper-based CQV approaches. So through our experiences and the challenges faced by many organizations, we will gain valuable insights into the limitations of actually the current paper-based processes. Next, we will explore the concept of an electronic paperless validation system and also the benefits it offers. And this part will provide us a comprehensive understanding of the benefits that Kneat can bring to your organization. Moving forward, we will focus on practical aspects of implementing an electronic validation system such as Kneat. So we will also address the challenges that may arise during the transition, and we will also explore the strategies and best practices to ensure a smooth and also efficient implementation. Lastly, we will highlight the services provided by Exyte to support companies in their journey towards implementing Kneat. So Exyte offers a range of solutions to simplify a really seamless transition, including expert guidance, customized implementation plans, and also ongoing support. So by the end, we hope that you will have a deeper understanding of the challenges posed by paper-based CQV approaches, the benefits of electronic system validation and efficient implementation strategies, and also maybe the valuable support Exyte can provide you. Now, let's move on to our first chapter regarding the challenges with paper-based CQV approaches. Next slide, please. So, as we all know, managing and also organizing large volumes of paper-based documents can be very time-consuming. So it can be very challenging to keep track of different versions and different revisions of documents. So also ensuring that information remains reliable can be very difficult. In a paper-based system, data entry is typically done manually, which also increases the risks of mistakes such as transcription errors or even unreadable handwriting. And this can lead to incorrect information and being recorded, can cause to problems down the line and also in the project. Also, finding specific information or data within paper-based systems can be very time-consuming. So to access historical records or analyze data, one may need to search through a huge amount of physical documents, which can be, as we know, a really time-consuming task. So this becomes even more challenging in times of remote work, such as during the COVID pandemic, where information needs to be available regardless of the physical location. Data integrity and security can be also a challenge with paper-based approaches. So paper-based systems are very vulnerable to physical damage, to loss, or even to unauthorized access. So protecting the integrity and also the security of sensitive data becomes more difficult when relying in paper records. So also depending on the sensitivity of the data, information security can also become a concern. So for example, leaving an important document or many other documents with sensitive information unattended or easily accessible can lead to security breaches. Version control plays a huge role because managing updates, revision, and change control processes can be very inconvenient with a paper-based process. It can be challenging to maintain an accurate record of changes and ensure that all relevant stakeholders have the most up-to-date information. Also, the audit trail and the compliance can be very challenging because maintaining a comprehensive audit trail and also demonstrating compliance with regulatory requirements becomes very, very complex with paper-based CQV approaches. So tracking, documenting activities such as approvals or signatures or even reviews may require additional effort. And the last challenge that we have here is regarding the productivity, because paper-based processes tend to be slower and also less efficient compared to digital systems. So the manual handling of documents, the physical storage requirements, and also the need for physical signatures can introduce delays and negatively impact overall the productivity and also the project. So moving forward, let's explore the differences between an electronic document management system and an electronic validation system. So on the left side, we have an overview of the document management system, which are designed to handle documents throughout their entire life cycle. So starting from the creation all the way to archiving. Such systems provide a structured approach to managing documents. So they are also ensuring the availability when needed. But also, what about the application scope of the document management system? So they are very well suited for managing mostly static documents that do not undergo frequent changes. So they are mostly standard operating procedures or working structures or policies and other similar types of documents. Looking now at the functionality of electronic document management system, they may have limitations when it comes to managing highly dynamic documents, especially in project-oriented industries like engineering and qualification and validation environments. So these type of documents, as you may know, often undergo frequent updates, revision, and also the collaborations, which may not be really efficiently supported by traditional electronic document management solutions. On the other side, the electronic validation systems like Kneat, they are designed to support the validation and qualification processes of the systems and also equipment. So they are used mostly in regulated industries, such as the pharmaceutical industry and the medical technology, where compliance with regulatory requirements is really, really important. So an electronic validation system such as Kneat offers a electronic test execution. So these systems offer comprehensive features for creating, reviewing, approving, and also executing and tracking validation documentation. They provide structured templates, also workflows and approval processes, just to ensure the compliance throughout the whole validation process. So looking at the collaboration functionality, Kneat allows for the electronic shared of use validation and qualification documents. So this means that different types of content, including test execution, text, also media components, screenshots, can be captured within the system and can be easily also be reused. So overall, while document management systems focus on the management of documents throughout their lifecycle, electronic validation systems provide specialized features for validation and for qualification processes, and also enables the electronic test execution. So with that in mind, let's move on to the benefits of the electronic paperless validation system. So first of all, such systems significantly improve the efficiency by streamlining processes and also reducing the manual paperwork. So tasks that were previously time-consuming and can now be automated, like this can be resulting in increased productivity and also faster turnaround times. So this means that validation activities can be completed more quickly and also allowing projects to move forward at a faster pace. Digital systems minimize also the risk of human error by providing validation checks. So these systems ensure data integrity and accuracy throughout the validation process, so reducing the likelihood of mistakes. The traceability plays a huge role in the benefits because such systems offer tracking capabilities, making it easier to trace and monitor validation activities. So this allows for better transparency in the validation process, making it easier to identify and also to address any issues or concerns that may arise. The real-time collaboration among stakeholders involved in the validation process is also a benefit because users can easily share information, they can collaborate on documents and also provide instant feedback through review cycles. So for example, also during test execution, team members can work together at the same time, reducing delays and also ensuring effective teamwork. Kneat also offers like version control capabilities, ensuring that the most up-to-date documents are used through the validation process. So changes to the documents can be tracked, can be managed, and also documented easily, reducing the risk of using outdated or incorrect information. So version control helps to maintain document integrity and also to ensure that all stakeholders are working with the correct and also with the latest version of the document. And the last important point will be the regulatory compliance, where tools such as Kneat are really designed to support compliance with regulatory requirements. So they have features that ensure compliance, such as electronic signatures, audit trails, and secure data storage. So these features really help meet regulatory expectations. So they provide a higher level of compliance compared to paper-based systems and are also reducing compliance-related risks. So now we will move on and talk about the implementation of such electronic validation systems. So the implementation can be sometimes challenging and contains the four main steps. So when the implementation process should first start with a process mapping. So when implementing an electronic validation system, there can be some challenges in adapting the existing paper-based processes. So analyzing the current processes and finding the best way to represent them in the electronic system requires involvement from the users and may also involve some trial and error phases. So that's why it is very important to clarify which process will be incorporated into the system, just to ensure that there is a clear understanding and alignment among the stakeholders. The next main step will be the validation. So we need to keep in mind that electronic validation systems are mostly a software as a service solution. So when using a software as a service solution, the service provider assumes a significant role. So in this case, contractual agreements such as service level agreements play an important role in managing the validation related aspects. So the service provider manages a significant portion of the solution. So there is the need to address validation concerns through really good and well-defined SLAs. The next point will be the go live phase. So transitioning from a paper-based to a paperless environment may not always be seamless. So it is recommended to do a step-by-step transition to a paperless approach after the go live phase. So this really allows for the collection of valuable operational experience and also provides you opportunities for the process improvement. And one thing we need to keep in mind is that when we are implementing too many processes at the same time, this can be very, very overwhelming. So it is recommended to focus at the beginning on a specific process to ensure a smoother implementation. And after the go live phase, there will be the operation and the actual system usage by the user. So electronic validation system can also present some challenges due to their complexity. So due to their complexity, because it's a new system for new persons, so the user is not really familiar with the system. So in this case, Kneat is an easy to train system. But even if Kneat is so easy to train, providing comprehensive training is very important. So including documentation, user guide, standard operation procedures, but most important, also access the resources like the Kneat Academy. So addressing the complexities involved in using the system is very important, and ensuring that all users are well trained to navigate and also use the functionalities. During the implementation of an electronic validation system, it is really essential to consider these factors and also to address these challenges that may arise. But all in all, we can say that by involving users, by managing the validation related aspects, transitioning step by step, and also providing really good training materials, organization can really overcome challenges and can achieve successful implementation and utilization of the electronic system. So together with Kneat, Exyte can help and deliver support during the implementation phase. And that's when I will come to my last point on this presentation, which is regarding our Exyte services. So next slide, please. Thanks. At Exyte, we have a deep knowledge and also experience in the delivery of initial computer system validation. So our expertise allows us to assess and also to validate Kneat as a compliant system. So ensuring that it is implemented correctly to meet all the regulatory requirements and also the industry standards. So we work very, very close with our customers to understand their unique processes and also the challenges they have. And through this collaboration, we identify optimization opportunities and also adapt the processes to optimize and improve customer-specific workflows. So our goal is to drive efficiency and also improve processes through their implementation of Kneat. And even after the implementation phase, so after the go live, we provide ongoing operational support to ensure the smooth functioning of Kneat. So our team at Exyte offers user support to ensure that users are able to use the system. So overall, with our services, we really help companies to implement Kneat to drive compliance and also process improvement. So yeah. So this brings us to the end of my presentation. Once again, thanks for joining this webinar. And now I will hand over to James for the Q&A session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Patricia, and thank you, Manuel, before you. This was a great insight into Exyte and Kneat and how the two can partner on digital validation. We now come to the end of our session. Time for questions from the audience. Let me look here. We do have one. What has been the most challenging aspect of implementing Kneat or any other paperless validation system? So, Patricia, I believe that's for you. What has been the most challenging aspect?
Sorry, I couldn't find the unmute button. Yeah, so I think the process mapping part at the beginning is like very challenging because you really need to tell the client what kind of processes should go to Kneat and how this will work. How can we bring all the templates? What kind of templates should we bring to Kneat? And this whole huge part has a lot of discussions. So I think this one is a little bit complex.
Sure. Yeah, it is a complex question. There are a lot of challenges that come to it. We have another one here from Shital, who asks, what factor should be considered to present the best business case to executive management to consider adopting a paperless validation system? So what's the best argument to the executive management to consider going paperless? This might be best for both Patricia and Mark, but we'll start with you, Patricia. What would you say is that factor that should be considered?
So I would think that the compliance plays a really big role in this. So you will be like fully electronic. You will have keep track of the electronic signatures of the audit trail. So the compliance will be a good point for that, but also maybe the cost factor. But I think Mark can say maybe more to that point.
Yeah, thanks,
Sure.
Patricia. I was going to say the same thing. So, yeah, we have. When you think about costs, it's not the cost of implementing the system that you could consider. It's the cost of not implementing the system that you consider. So, when you look at the time savings you get from the review and approval, the efficiencies that you can get by streamlining your process to have users have the ability to access documents in parallel, including test execution in parallel. So quite often we see when we're helping a customer to build a business case for their management, we will do like a calculation to see how much time savings they can make based on their process. But yeah, as Patricia said, when it comes to compliance, that's obviously the number one. But we do find when it comes to the evaluation process that the customer assumes that we will be fully compliant. So it does come down to the costs and the savings that you can make.
Maybe I'm also a sales guy, and I see it from also another point of view, especially if you're a CMO. Your auditing is from many sides, from customers, from your customers, from FDA or other regulations. It is much easier for you to answer the questions because you find much more easily the things that are requested for a long period of time. Easier than paper can ever be.
Easier, and also you can find, from my experience, is that when an auditor asks you a question and you need to go find the documentation, in most circumstances you're in a rush, you're panicking to get that documentation back to the auditor, and it doesn't give you the opportunity to review the documentation that you're bringing. Whereas in a system like Kneat, when you have access to the documentation, you're able to find it within a minute or so. It does give you that time to go through the documentation, address any questions that you might anticipate before you go into the auditor and speak to your team members. So that's feedback that we've gotten as well that has been helpful in those audit situations.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Everyone touched that question. I think that's a great point, and one that I was definitely going to bring up was the auditing. There's no more scrambling through binders or notebooks or file folders to find the right papers that have the right validation on them. It's all there at your fingertips. And actually, this is a great one to call back to you, Mark. Our next question from Johannes Is Kneat specialized to BLS and pharma, or can it be used for any industry?
No, it's certainly not specialized. When we started with the system, it was obviously directed at pharmaceutical initially. So now that we do have 8 out of the top 10 pharmaceutical companies, 16 out of the top 20, we have seen a huge expansion across the market. So from medical devices, CMOs, also fast moving consumer goods. So we do have some customers in that market as well. We also had initially been targeting very large customers, but now that we have expanded so much, we have an awful lot of mid-sized companies as well. So it's certainly not just pharma. There's a huge range just down to engineering companies as well that are just supplying equipment. So very large. We do have the tools that allow you to be compliant with the regulations for validation, but those same tools that we have are applicable across an awful lot of engineering processes that you might have, including e-logbooks. I think that would be the one that we've really expanded into. A lot of customers will be using e-logbooks now due to the compliant digital signatures and the ability to store information in that compliance system.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Mark. That's a great answer. We do have 3 minutes left here, and we have one last question that looks to be about four different questions in one from Arjun. I believe, Mark, this might be for you again, but Manuel, Patricia, please feel free to jump in if you have an answer. The question is, how do you associate documents in groups and how the metadata is associated with the documents? Is there any automation built in for the same? Is risk assessment configurable? Can it be referenced from earlier risk assessment executed for a similar system? So again, four smaller questions in there. Let me know if you need me to repeat anything.
No, I understand the overall scope. So at the moment, Kneat does not have any automated driven functions based on, we say, risk levels. So what you can do is, for example, you create projects based on the type of project, the criticality of the project, etc., and this will determine what deliverable documents will be created based on that. The ability to link your documentation, so user requirements to functional specs to various test documents, etc. The linkage that is created is a manual linkage, so you do have to insert that cross-reference. The system won't automatically recognize that one test is for a particular requirement, for example. There does have to be that manual engineering check that would be there. But we do then have that automated requirements traceability matrix that you don't have any touching of. That can be run at any time, so you can get a list of all of your requirements, which shows a traceability to every document that you have. So the system won't intelligently recognize that something requires a certain type of project. You do have to have a manual engineering input into that to determine that information. We are looking into some of those automated elements, but in general, we are staying with having a validation engineer make those calls at the end of the day. But hopefully that answers the scope of the question.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mark. And yeah, if you need any more clarification on those, please always feel free to email us at info@kneat.com. We are just 1 minute from the hour mark here, so I'm going to thank all of our panelists again, all of our attendees who have asked questions. These were some great questions and facilitated some great discussion. I do want to touch on the state of validation survey here just at the end. Encourage everyone who's listening to scan this QR code or go to stateofvalidation.com/survey. Take our state of validation survey. We're trying to gather information on where the validation industry is at, what people are doing, how are they feeling, what are the current trends. This survey is a great way to gather information and know how to proceed forward. So please, if you haven't already, take that survey and contribute to the information going around. Otherwise, thank you again, everyone who stuck out through this webinar to learn about how to overcome these challenges with software verification and validation. Really great webinar, really great. Thank you to our partners from Exyte, to Manuel Puntscher and to Patricia Lucas-Sass. for being with us today and sharing those insights. And of course, to Mark Foley, our go-to Kneat webinar demoer, who's always here to share his information. Here's some contact information for Kneat. If you do want to reach out again, we have our Ireland telephone number there, our info@kneat.com email, and of course, all of our information and past webinars that we've done can be found on kneat.com. So again, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for being here. Survey not working. Okay, thank you, Vanessa, for letting us know that the survey is not working. We will get that out in another email, and always go to stateofvalidation.com for more information on that. Perfect. We will look into that QR code. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Otherwise, everyone, thank you again for joining us, and have a great day.